Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for part 2 of the Q&A, so let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, first question. For conjugate, can max effort upper and lower be done back-to-back like on Friday and Saturday? Or should they be more spread like Friday and Tuesday, or does it not matter? LOL. So, what do? I run max effort 4 days a week. Right? Vlogs are all dated. Monday I do max effort upper. Tuesday I do max effort lower. Right? Thursday I do max effort upper. Friday I do max effort lower. They're all done back to back. I always have 2 days in a row. And I've hit PR after PR after PR for you guys. Right? Not a problem. Here's the only rule I'm going to say as far as spacing your stuff goes. You can always have a lower day after an upper. But what I never recommend is not having a day off after a lower body. No matter how you do these, and I don't care whether it's your max work, a speed day, a rep day, right? Any of those modalities. You need a day off after your lower body day. That's the most important thing. And this is one of the reasons why, when you see people who are doing 6-day-a-week programs with lower bodies in there, it's ridiculous. It's problematic. I mean, I suppose you could up the dose enough to continue to recover, but it's not ideal. And I don't want to get on a tangent there of why people don't need 5 or 6 day a week training. And I'm not saying I haven't done it. It wasn't as effective overall. And your lifestyle has to be insane to get away with it if you're using any sort of volume, particularly if you're training hard. But, take a day off after you're lower. That's the most important thing. Now, if you space them a little different, that's up to you. If you want to do them with a max upper, then a day off, then lower, then a day off, and then, you do your 2 speed works back to back, you could do it that way. It's fine. Whatever you're comfortable with. But it's okay to do 2 ME days back to back as long as the lower is second and you have a day off after the lower. That's what I would recommend. All right, next question. Why does my knee pop/crack every time I squat low? Should this be a concern? No, it shouldn't be a concern. Is it painful? Does it hurt? If it doesn't hurt, it's probably not an issue. As far as the actual cracking sound that you hear in there, experts do not know for sure, but I think the most common hypothesis was that there's nitrogen bubbles in there in the joint that you're hearing pop. Okay? It's not of concern. It shouldn't freak you out. It shouldn't bother you. Joints crackle and pop. Right? Joints crackle and pop. It's normal, especially as you get older. Make sure that your technique is good. Make sure that your loading is correct. And that's, again, so it kind of upsets people when I say stuff like this. If you're getting older, don't let your knees go past your toes. I don't care what any other YouTuber or someone tells you. You need to squat with your knees behind your toes. If you're an older lifter, a lot of these guys who are telling you otherwise, see what they're doing in their 40s. Make sure your knee health is good. Make sure that your hamstrings are strong. And it'll generally be okay. Again, assuming there is no pain accompanying it. That's the main thing you're looking for. The sound is fine. Pain is not good. All right, next question. Best way to program reverse hypers? I don't know if there is a best way to program them. I usually start a lot of my guys off with 25% of their squat max or box squat max, and then we build up to 50% for 10s, and then we eventually build that up to 25. Eventually, as a long term, we set the goal of whatever their deadlift goal is to get to 65% of that for 25 rep sets, right? And if you're going to do them on off days, your non-training days, non-lower body days, you probably want to use about half of the weight you use for work days and do really high reps, 25 plus. That's pretty much how I program them. That's how I program them for lifters. And for me personally, all I do is, at this point, something like 70% of my deadlift goal for 3 sets of 25 on my 2 main days at the very end of my workout. I always do them at the end. right? Do them at the end. And I do 25 rep sets with that. So for me at the moment, I think I use 5-10 for sets of 25. But again, if you're going to do them as restoration work, especially for people who really need to build that work capacity and recovery in their low back, really high reps on your off days. 25 plus. I've done up to 50 rep sets. When I used to do that, now I just do them twice a week. So you have a lot of options with it. Got a lot of options. The main thing is that you get on there and do it, and that you train it hard. You need to train it hard. Don't come in and pussyfoot around and think that you're going to get anywhere leaving a single plate on the bar, 45 pounds. Right? That's where the only time you're really going to mess up with the reverse hyper is when you do it like that, to where you don't ever try to get strong on it. Best of luck to you. All right, next question and last question of the week. Hey Jason, I wonder if box squats are superior, then why doesn't bodybuilders use them? Is there any reason? Can it be that the slight pause of the bottom taxes the spine a bit extra? What gives? Also, are box squats really the best squat if you specifically focus on quad strength and size? These are questions that I'm not particularly concerned with. No one cares what bodybuilders do. This is a strength channel. If you care what bodybuilders do, then you would be emulating their entire lifestyle, which means you would use as many drugs as you can put into your body without dying in 5 years. That's what you would do. If you want to actually do what bodybuilders do, you need to literally spend every penny you can come up with, legal or otherwise, find a way to fund it, to put excessive amounts of drugs in your body. They're going to kill you young. That's bodybuilding. The way they train doesn't matter. Completely irrelevant. They're walking chemistry sets. They're basically walking science experiments. Their training almost doesn't matter. So why do you care? That includes most natties too. Now, that aside, I do know a natural bodybuilder who ran conjugate and got amazing results. That was Chris Lovato. Chatted with him about it like 7 years ago in person at an expo. Don't worry about what bodybuilders do. Now we come over to the other thing. What do you mean if quad is a side? You care about a single muscle? You don't care about multiple muscles? You don't care about your whole lower body? You can build big quads with box squats. Look at my quads, and I'm not saying it's the only thing I've done. I have pretty big quads. See me do tons of box squatting. Do tons of box squatting. You should never only have one exercise for a muscle anyways. We can argue about which type of squat will build the biggest quads, but if you're doing enough total workload and enough exercise variation, your quads are going to get big anyways. You get your box squat up to 500 pounds. You get your deadlift to 550. You get your good morning to 500. You're not going to have small quads. The whole idea of, remember what I've said before when people say, oh, there is no best exercise. Even if you found the best exercise, doing 2 inferior exercises compared to only doing 1 best exercise will still make a muscle grow better. It will still grow bigger and faster as a result. Are you getting enough workload? Is the workload sufficient? All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.